Hello and welcome to the For the Content podcast. I am your host Colesy and I'm joined by my host Rapskilian. Things look a little different today because Raps is still away in Japan at the minute, so he's had to do some sort of finagling to get some sort of setup. But at least we're still doing the podcast, so that's all good. So how are you doing, my dude?
I'm doing good, man. I was, as you know, sick for like the first few days when I got to Japan.
Yeah.
I was literally I how can I put it, like I had a fever. I just didn't want to go down. I started to develop a sore throat, a cough, and then my one eye started to have like mucus in it.
Ew.
And then the other guy had mucus in it, and I was just like, "Oh,
This is not good."
I'm dying." Went to the doctor a few days, like yesterday or the day before, and literally after I went there, they didn't say. It's like, "Oh, you have this virus." Wasn't COVID. Doesn't we tested for that like so many times?
Yeah.
And when we went to the doctor, he's like, "Oh, it's a virus. We can't treat it, but just sleep it off."
Yeah.
And literally the next day, my fever broke.
It's not how you want to start your holiday, but
No, it's really sucked because we had to push back Disneyland.
oh no! Oh,
We were supposed to
I'm
go,
sure your
like-
kids were so excited about it. They're
They
so
did-
annoyed
they
at
did
you.
not- we did not mention it. We were just like,
Okay, fair enough.
What is that? What? Because we were supposed to be like the day before and yesterday we were supposed to be in Disneyland for 2 days there, booked the hotel and everything.
Oh,
Yeah.
sucks.
Yeah, it's
Okay,
heartbreaking, man.
yeah. So, are you still going to
Sucks.
go to Disneyland? Or are you just going to go later?
Instead of going for 2 days, we're just gonna go one day.
Okay, fair enough. Well, at least it's still going ahead.
Yeah,
It's one of those things you can't help it. It sucks. Just shit happens.
but it is hot.
It's
so hot.
It's finally cooled down a bit here.
Dude.
I literally
Like,
didn't come into my office for 2 days. There were 2 days where it was like heat wave in the UK, and it was hot, too hot for me. So I just was like, well, I'm not going into the office because it's such a small room, and it gets so hot in here anyway. I was like, I'm not even going to risk it, so I just stayed at home.
It's shit. Like, dude, the things that I've been reading from my side over there, I'm like, holy shit, man.
Yeah, it got to, what was it? It got like to 40 degrees, and I was like,
40 degrees.
that's too warm. I can't.
That's
I'm
too
not
hot
made
for the
for
British
that.
folk. No,
Yeah, no.
the British people are not made for that. Their
No.
tarmacs were melting.
Yeah, I know. I saw a video of someone on Twitter, and they were like, look how hot it is, and they got their car key out, and they just started digging a hole in the road with just a car key. It was just coming up like nothing. It's so weird. Yeah, it was pretty bad. So
Yeah.
it's past now, so it's not too bad.
Well, apparently it's gonna come back next week.
Well, that's okay because I've got an air conditioner coming Monday that I ordered, so
Ooh.
I'm gonna have a nice cool office hopefully.
Seal it off, man. Does it have an outtake?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's important. It has to have an outtake. Otherwise, you're just gonna be sweating your balls off.
Yeah, no.
And have a nice breeze.
I've got to try and set it up somewhere in the office. I mean, the office is only very small, so it's going to be a bit of a pain, but that's my job Monday.
It's a shed, right?
It is? Yeah.
So you can basically cut a hole in the wall.
Well, I could. I also have on the door, it's got a letterbox, which is pointless because obviously I'm not getting any post. But you can buy a connector that goes from the outlet to go out of one of those. So I was like, I might just do that because might be the only use of it.
That's a good idea. But if you because let's be honest, this isn't a one-time thing. This is going to be an annual heat wave thing. So a hole in the wall,
I think
permanent fixture.
I will have to consult my sister on this because it is technically her house. So
technically, it's an improvement.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think I'll leave it for this
shed.
year and I'll make do. And then if it comes back, we'll have to look into it because, oh god, I can't live with this heat. It's ridiculous. Like, I am a pale ginger man as it is, right? I am not good in the sun. I will burn in an instant. Yeah.
Dude.
And then I read the other day that if you're on certain medications, like anxiety medication, antidepressant stuff, which I am, you actually get more dehydrated and the heat is even worse. And I'm like, I'm double screwed. I'm so screwed.
But did you go to the cinema?
No, I didn't. I didn't get my free ticket. No, I saw that.
What?
There weren't
didn't
any
you?
near me, I don't think, so it would have
In
been
any
a...
cinemas?
I can't remember what cinema it was, what franchise it was, but it was a certain...
Oh.
It wasn't just all of them. So there was none near me, but I saw it and I was like, that's funny as heck that they're just letting ginger people come in to get out of the heat and to use the aircon in the cinema. I would have done it, but I'm not going to drive all that way just to be like, I went to a cinema, lol.
Well, theoretically, you drove all the way for a bench.
I did, but it wasn't so hot then. So that was, if it had been hot, I wouldn't have gone to the bench. Forget the bench. The bench means nothing to me. I mean, when you started saying that you had a cough in like your throat, I mean, you imagine that you were like jumped straight to, I wonder if I've got COVID again. But
dude, like my wife was like, the first when I had a fever, test for COVID. Okay, the next morning, test again. Third day, test again. Fourth day, test again. Went to the hospital, got a test there.
Yeah. Well, you got to be sure, but I mean, I guess at least it wasn't that. I mean, I don't know whether it would have been better or worse. I mean, who knows?
Like, not for like the sense of getting sick. Yeah, I don't know. Like last time I got sick with COVID, it was really horrible for me. But it's not like, I don't know. I always feel guilty when I say, "Oh, it was horrible for me." When I look at other people's experiences with COVID, I'm like, okay, comparably for me personally, it was unpleasant.
Yeah.
One thing I did realize, something like when I had COVID, I had my left ear, it was shut, like from like pressure.
Right.
And ever since I got COVID, like every time I go in a high altitude, the ear would like close up from like a pressure.
Yeah.
And now when I got sick, the pain that I had in my ear there, man, oh my god.
Well, hopefully, cross fingers, you'll be back to normal ASAP, so that's all right.
Oh, yeah.
So have you actually, I mean, what have you been able to enjoy Japan, or have you been pretty much inside in bed most of the time by the sounds of it?
Been inside the whole time.
Oh. Oh, that sucks. But I guess, I mean, you're there for quite a while, so I mean, and you've been before.
For like a long time, for almost a month now, and it just you know, like I'm sleeping in the downstairs room because my snoring is too loud, and B, coughing. So I was kicked out of the bedroom. I'm sleeping in the tatami room. The tatami room. I don't know what they call it, but what's the correct pronunciation? And it's on the first floor of the house. And at nighttime, I open the shutters you can see over here.
Yeah.
And I could just like open the door and you just hear like the insects outside and the train passing by. You're like,
it sounds so nice.
This is like the anime dream, bro.
Yeah, I was gonna say it sounds like ridiculously nice. It sounds so much like a cartoon. That's what it sounds like. You're living like in an anime cartoon.
Like when you're walking down the street, when you walk to the park. When I was walking to the park with my kids. Like I could hear the kids, like other kids playing in the background, and I hear the cicadas, those insects. You hear in the animes always. I'm like, oh, dude, like just.
Do you have anything specifically that you want to talk about today, or are you just here for the whatever happens?
I'm just here to fulfill a contract.
Yeah, that's right.
I just want to check something, make sure my fucking PC doesn't run out of space because I don't know which disk it's using to record to. No, there's a few things I want to talk about. One is the airport was super fun.
Are you being sarcastic fun, or it was genuinely fun?
No.
Because there's always a bit of fun for me. It's always like, oh, this is kind of cool. I don't get to be here very often, so this is kind of a fun place to be. But obviously, it's also massively stressful because it's an airport and you're trying to get through and not miss flights and stuff.
Like this time when we went there, my gate, the gate, like the area that you had to go to, was massively overused. So there's like a long ass. You got it through security, in your tax-free zone area, and there was at the other end of the building a line being formed for my gate, for the area where the planes are connecting to. And the people were just like, okay, we'll stand there. And there was 1-2 people that were just like losing their shit.
Yeah. I mean, there's
And
always
this one guy.
those people.
This one guy that was like, he just walked up to the line and tried to get in on the escalator to go down, and the security stopped him, and he's like, "I'm Swiss. This is Switzerland, and I have the right to go first."
Yeah.
And the security woman was just like, "No, this is the airport. This is neutral. You go wait at the end." And he wanted to lunge at her, and then like the big guy behind him looked at him and was like, "Yeah, you don't try that. Just don't try that."
I mean, some people are just so entitled and think that I'm more important than everyone here. You just not.
Oh yeah,
It's not how that works.
we got on the plane, and kids are not fun. My oldest was okay, but my youngest was it was not fun.
No.
No.
How long was the flight?
12 hours, like 12 13 hours. Because we couldn't fly over Russia.
Okay, well.
Yeah, well, Putin,
Yeah,
you're a CUNT.
I guess you probably would have preferred to not fly over Russia at the minute, just in case.
Well, let me just put it this way. I had the kid and the flight, and I was like, I want to get there as soon as possible. Like,
I'd risk the Russian airspace right now to be there faster. So do you reckon, I wonder if you caught your sickness, do you reckon you caught it on a plane or something? Because they always say that planes are bad places to like get sick because it's all like recycled air or some crap.
Yeah. No, but I know who gave it to me. My youngest.
Oh, screw! It's always the children.
Always the kiddies, man.
They get diseases like nobody's business, and they can fight it off easily because they're kids.
Oh my god! My youngest had the same thing that I had right now, and he had a fever for 1-2 days, and his eyes had also the mucus stuff. Like 1 day, and he's off. He's good. He's enjoying his stay in Japan. He's enjoying his holiday. Like it's nothing happened. And here's his father fucking dying.
And you're like, I'm going to be sick for 3 weeks with this because I'm old and I'm not made for this.
No.
That happens, unfortunately. We get older and then you start to realize, I am not as spry as I used to be and things affect me more. Like, I went to bed 2 days ago and I woke up the day after and I had a bad back for an entire day. And I was like, I can't move my shoulder. And I'm like, I just slept weird. I slept weird and I hurt myself. That's not how I should be. You shouldn't be able to sleep hurt yourself. It's stupid. That's just aging, unfortunately. I do have something to discuss with you.
All right.
That's dumb.
All right, I'm here.
So, bicycles. We're aware of bicycles. The sort of, you know, they got the 2 wheels, right? Now, do you know what a penny farthing is? It's a type of bicycle.
Oh, I was thinking about like the guy from the horror film.
No, that's Pennywise. No. So a penny farthing is that really old bicycle that had the giant front wheel.
Oh, yeah.
And the tiny little back wheel, right? And you have to sort of, I don't know how you get onto it. It looks horrible. Who invented that as that was their idea for a bicycle? Because obviously, I assume that the penny farthing, that big wheel thing, came out before they went, let's just get 2 wheels the same size.
I think it was the first bicycle invented.
Yeah, but why did they go, well, obviously, massive wheel, tiny wheel. That's the best way to do it, rather than the 2 normal wheels. I just do not understand it. Because there's a guy that lives around here, and I think he's a bit of a eccentric man. You know, he wears a top hat and like a waistcoat all the time. He rides one of these. He rides it in the street.
Get him on the podcast.
I'm scared. I'd be scared to talk to him. I just don't know what to expect. But he rides one of these, like, on the road. So it's terrifying when you have to, like, overtake him because you're like, he's, 8 foot up in the air, basically, on this thing. I don't understand how you stop. Like, do you just fall off?
You slide.
Yeah.
No, you slide. You slide on the back.
Okay, but imagine, right, he pulls up to a junction. He's got to stop for traffic. What does he do? Because you can't put your foot down because you're 8 foot in the air. So, and you can't lean on anything if there's no wall or anything to lean on. So what does he do? Does he just have to get off?
I guess I don't know, man.
It drives me insane. I just don't understand at what point they invented this bicycle they thought that was the best method of traveling, is just high up in the air with a giant wheel. I don't get it.
Well, we're not also the best, man. Have you been in an airplane? The seat's so tight.
Well,
Just
now
sardining us in there.
yeah, but now you're getting onto just, those corporate scumlords that want the money,
It was a corporate deal to get us all in the air so we can breathe in the toxic fumes from London's toxic air and then die.
I mean, don't even get me started, because today, for some reason, really recently, because of like everything that's going on politically and all that crap, and prices are rising and things are expensive and it's hard to live and all that fun stuff, I've just got more and more annoyed at the world, to the point that I'm like, you know what? I'd be quite happy to have some sort of like rebellion uprising. It feels like we need one, because it's ridiculous. There's just companies that are dodging taxes and freaking making billions, and then there's like us normal people who are just about getting by, and then they're talking like, oh, your electricity bill is going to be like double next year, and I'm like, it better fucking not be, because I swear to God, I don't know, I'll do something.
I will murder you all.
Oh, it's doing my head in right now. It's really just feels so unfair. It might. I mean, it's probably just me. It's probably just my country. Like, you know what I mean? Freaking, we had Boris. Fuck,
The thing is with the UK and America in particular, you two guys are very special in your political system and how you guys deal and get dealt with, because you guys had the Tories for such a long... We shouldn't get political, but the Tories basically sold your country to the corporations. They took everything that was positive about the UK's government and how things were run and just sold it out for, cash. Switzerland isn't better. We have a lot of laws protecting the general consensus. We're very lucky that the people there are very eco-friendly people.
Yeah.
And they're very conservative in the sense of like, oh, you shouldn't overtax me, you shouldn't do like that. We can have the possibility to like shoot down laws ourselves.
Mm.
But the stupid is getting stupid, and it's getting worse and worse all around the world, my dude. So
it's just, I know we don't generally get political, but we're not getting too political, because I'm not going to claim I know everything, because I do not. I do my bit and I vote and I try and pay attention. You'd have to put all your time into it to fully understand everything that's going on. But it just seems no matter who the politician is, they're all at least slightly dodgy in some way. Their wife owns $1 million company that, it just so happens that the government is giving money to funds, and you're like, it's exactly not what it's supposed to be, if you know what I mean. It's supposed to be you're doing the best for your people. I just feel like a lot of people are doing the best for themselves, politicians.
It's boiling point for so many things around the world. That's a bit scary.
Yeah.
But in the end, I've got a Switch.
What?
I've got a Switch. Nintendo Switch.
This is how you've changed the code. In the end, I got a Nintendo Switch, so all is well in the world, I guess.
I got a Nintendo Switch.
Is this new? You've bought yourself a Switch?
Well, yeah, because my son had his birthday, and we decided to get him a Switch for his birthday.
Uh-huh.
And we got him a few games for it. We got him Luigi's Mansion 3, Mario Kart Deluxe 8. Wii Sports. I call it Wii Sports, but it's actually the sports game.
Switch Sports now.
Switch Sports.
Yeah.
And Pokemon Legends, the thingy, the new one. Yeah. The one where it's in Japan.
Yeah.
Like middle-aged Japan, whatever. It's been fun, but I don't understand Nintendo.
Oh, this is back to you hating Mario again, isn't it?
No, I mean, we were playing Luigi's Mansion 3, right?
Yeah.
Have you played it?
No, I haven't, no.
Okay. Shit.
I do understand. I've seen a lot of the game, I just don't have it. So yeah, I do know it.
When there's some mechanics in it, like when you play with it, you have to shoot like a plunger on some of the ghosts, and then you can pull off their shields or something like that. The controls are not precise.
Oh, because it's like motion controls.
No, the Joy-Cons, they're not very precise.
Okay.
They're very does that make sense? It just doesn't feel like you click on the target, you know?
Maybe is it a setting, or maybe it's just because it's like a Mario game. They're like, we're going to make the aiming easier because it's not Call of Duty, so we're going to try and make it more friendly.
Dude, this is supposed to be for kids. I'm 31 years old and I play games constantly and I'm fucking struggling playing this game.
Maybe it's, again, because we're old and our brains are dumb and kids can pick up anything and they're like, oh, dude, I know. Dad, look at this. I'm playing Fortnite. Look how good I am. And you're like, I have no idea what you're doing at all.
No, my son is like, Dad, do this for me. I'm like, God damn it.
I can't. I'm trying. Nice.
And, no, it's so hard, man.
What about Mario Kart, though? Because Mario Kart's an absolute classic.
Oh, I smeared the crap out of him.
I kicked his ass at it. Screw you, kids.
Both of them. Mario Kart works for me perfectly fine because I know how to play that game. It's in my DNA. But
it's one of like the simplest games anyone can pick up, isn't it? That's the thing. Yeah. Like your nan can play it. You'd be like, here you go, and she's like, I'm 87, but okay, I get it. That's fine. But
like one of the coolest things I saw is my wife's sister, her youngest son. He loves Mario Kart. He plays it daily, right?
Mm.
And like last time we were here and he was playing, his mother called him, and then he looked away, and like he was looking at her the whole time, and still he was like playing. And he was like, he wasn't missing a corner, he wasn't missing a drift, he wasn't missing a thing. He just played, and he wasn't even looking at the screen.
It's just, he's memorized it, mate. It's next level.
Dude, you're a freaking prodigy, man.
Yeah, and then you went, I'm going to blindfold you, and you're going to win the cup. And you're going to do it without ever looking.
And then we're going to post it on YouTube. And we're it famous.
Oh, man. I wish I was that good at like any game. I don't feel like there's any game that I'm like that good at. I remember being a kid and stuff would come, like I'd be able to, I always remember GTA. I would know the map of GTA and where to go. Like I'd know the map of GTA better than I knew the map of my own town. I played it that much. Whereas now I'm like, I don't, nothing. I flick between games so often, I can't.
I used to be really good at Call of Duty. I used to be one of the best Call of Duty players in... When Modern Warfare 2 came out, I played that game because I was like I was in school and there was, no responsibility, so I played that game 24/7.
Yeah.
And I remember I was in the free-for-all category. I think I was placed in top 100 worldwide.
Mm.
Just like in the 4 months of release, like that was like in top 100, and then it went down 500 and something like that. And I was so good at that game because the spawn system was so fucking broke.
Yeah, you learned the exploit.
Because the thing is, I what I do when I play FPS games, I always learn the flow of how people move, because this is something from retail what I learned, right?
Mm-hmm.
So first thing in retail in school they teach you is to observe how people come into your shop, like which path they take, and then once you see that the people take the most, like the most taken path, that people walk mostly in that path, you place your best items in that place. Anyway,
yeah,
in Call of Duty, the majority of the same players, all the players have the same movement path. They always go around the same corner, or always, let's say 90%. If I come around this corner, I know that someone's going to be on my right side.
Yeah.
So I already pre-fire, and then bam, got someone killed there. I know where the camping spots were. I knew which guns they were using. And I just like kept it all in my head, and I kept that rhythm going, bam, bam, bam. And I remember one of my friends, who was one of my moderators, actually blocked me and accused me of hacking because I was playing against him and 2 other friends. I killed one of the guys, and I walked up the like little walkway, and I just like zipped over to the right and shot him on the top of the ladder and zipped back. and it looked so like it was aim hacking, and it was just he was like, "Oh, you're cheating. You're cheating." I'm like, "No, I wasn't cheating. I just knew you were up there." He's like, "How did you know it?" I was like, "I just knew you were gonna be there."
It's almost like the best compliment you can get is someone going, "Oh, you're a hacker," and you're like, "I'm actually not." That's quite nice of you to say that.
I'm not doing anything bad, my dude. Yeah, it was fun, but it was hard to keep that up now, to be that good at a game, because like it takes a lot of like time and investment to do that now.
It does. It does. I think it's when you're at school or college and stuff where you don't have so many responsibilities in your life. That's your opportunity to like get really good at a game, and like potentially, I mean, if you wanted to go professional, that's when you would like start that career. Basically, I think it's a bit late for us now. We have to try and be funny and entertaining instead. And that's impossible. I found myself playing a lot more like story based games, single player stuff, just because you can take it at your own pace. You can kind of chill out a bit more. Like, have you seen Stray, that cat game that's just come out?
I want to play that. I don't know why.
I'm gonna play that. I'm so excited. I've bought it and I'm ready to play it. I'm gonna stream it. I think probably next week or something. But that, I'm like, I can't wait to play that. Like, oh, dude, I love cats. I get to be a cat and just go on a story adventure. It sounds so cool. I mean, again, that takes me back to sort of like playing Mario and stuff. But I know that you hate Mario, so,
Well, now that I have a Switch, I'm open to give it a go. Yeah. And see how that actually is.
Yeah, you should play Odyssey. I liked Odyssey. Odyssey's really fun.
I can't wait to play Pokemon, because that game starts weird.
Are you into Pokemon?
Yes.
I don't know. I'm just asking.
Yeah, I'm into Pokemon. It just has a weird start, though. It has a weird start.
I'm trying to remember how it starts. You fall from space or something, don't you?
No, it literally is like, "Here is God, and I've created you. Are you a boy or a girl?"
I created you. I've forgotten some things about you, though. It's been a while.
Wait, what? What is this going on? It's like, you fall out the sky. You're from the future or other. It's like, why? I was thinking to myself, the only reason they did that is because so they can give you the Pokédex that has a screen, like a digital Pokédex, and make it have sense.
Give you futuristic something.
Yeah,
because all their Pokeballs are made out of like berries and stuff.
Yeah,
they can't be like, we make all these balls out of berries, but we've got a perfectly functional tablet here if you'd like to use that. There you go. That'd be weird.
I was thinking like, oh man, I would like if I had any pull in the making of that game, like I would have them not do that. Just be like literally really old school, like medieval style, whatever, samurai age, whatever you want to call it. And then have the Pokédex be a notebook where the character hand drew the Pokemon in.
Yeah, that would work. That'd be fun.
That would have been so cool. That'd be like, oh, okay, now this is like the Edo age kind of stuff. And I was like, oh, that'd be much more cooler. But no, they're like, no, we gotta God made you.
I don't really know like that generation with Arceus in it. I've never really played that game. So that was kind of new to me. I'm more of an original kind of guy, but yeah, I really liked that game, like Legends Arceus. It's actually really fun because it's completely different to how other Pokemons have played. I like the fact you just run around and lob balls at stuff. You're like, oh, I see you. There you go, throw a ball at your face. You don't have to fight it. You can just be like, screw you, I'll just throw a ball. And everyone's terrified of Pokemon. You're like the guy who's turned up from the future, and you're like, oh, Pokemon are chill, so that's fine. Everybody else is like, oh my god, there's a worm! And they run away, and you're like, just throw a ball at it, it's fine, it's easy. And they feel like, oh my god, he's amazing. Just throw a ball.
To be honest, though, if you saw a dragon breathing fire, you wouldn't be like, I'm gonna go close to that thing, try to catch it.
If I had a ball that I could throw at it, and it would go in the ball, I might be alright with sort of going up against the dragon a little bit more,
Very true, very true. But like, just like, isn't it weird? In the beginning of the game, they were like, oh, Pokemon can shrink down to a really small size.
Yeah.
we can fit them in the bowls. I was like, "Hey, what?
Yeah,
I
so
thought the bowl made them small."
yeah, I don't really know how it works. I don't know. I don't know whether in the Pokemon lore it's ever been properly explained.
Exactly.
Are
I
they
was like a
just
little bit
like tiny versions living in the ball? Is it like a little house? Or I just assumed they were like turned into digital and then like whoop and then like
right?
stored.
That's what I thought the whole red light was.
Exactly, but that doesn't work when the ball's made of berry and stone or whatever. They're like, where's the digital bit? It just can't be there. I don't know. It's magic. I guess it's magic.
What if it got corrupted halfway through?
Yeah, exactly. You end up with like a weirdly deformed Pokemon. Oh my god, Pikachu, what's happened to you? And he's all like, kill me. I mean, I guess while it's just me here, I can tell you guys, you can actually listen to this podcast as well as watching it if you like. You can go and listen only if you'd prefer to listen on the go in your car, maybe while you're doing some work. I don't know what you want to listen to, but you can listen to it as well. It's both video and audio version is available. So go and check it out in the links in the description, all that stuff. I think I'm out of focus, but you get me.
And we're back. I don't know what we're talking about because
No idea. I can't remember it. Were we talking about the Switch? Maybe.
maybe. But can I talk about how cool bidets are?
You can. You may.
Bidets are awesome.
I know.
Do you have a bidet?
No, I want one.
Okay, if you don't know what a bidet is, for those who don't know what that is, it's when you have a toilet that washes your booty with a little bit of water. Obviously, at a moment when the world is running out of water, this is a bit of a frivolous thing to have, but it's still nice to have.
Yeah, I mean, I really only thought about getting one because you can buy like an attachment bidet seat for your toilet. I only really thought about it when it was when COVID started, and obviously there was like loads of people rushing to buy toilet paper, and there was none. A lot of people were like, well, if you have a bidet, then you don't actually use as much toilet paper. I'm like, that's very clever, and it seems like a very clean way to do it. So I don't know what's more wasteful, using toilet paper or using water. I'm not sure which is better or worse.
Well, the thing is, I would hope that they would reuse the water in the toilet system thing utility.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think they do something, don't they, to clean it and
yeah,
stuff?
I think they clean up the water and like they reuse it there. So far as I understood, it's just like it from a health standpoint, like it's so much more clean.
Yeah,
you save your bum.
I've always heard the people describe it as if you got shit on your arm, you wouldn't just wipe it with paper. You'd wash your arm. So why would you not wash your butthole? I'm like, that makes a lot of sense, actually, now you say it like that.
It does
yeah.
make a lot of sense.
When I was a kid, at the house we used to live in at the time, it actually had a separate bidet.
Oh,
and
yeah.
As a little kid, I didn't know what that was for. So I used to just use it as a little sink because I was small. I was like, it's my little sink. And I used to wash my hands in it. And at the time, obviously, I thought nothing of it. And now I'm like, oh, hang on, that's where people wash their asses. So, but my parents removed it and like changed the bathroom. So I assume they didn't really use it. So I don't.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So at least that they're like, your dad was like, oh, we got a bidet. And you just went in there and started washing your hands, and he's like, oh, I can't use that anymore.
He's like, oh, I can't use Adam's little sink to wash my butt.
Everyone is like really scared to use it the first time, but once you use it, you're like, oh, I get this. I understand.
Well, that's the thing with Japan. As an outsider and having never been there, I always hear the stories of people that go into like a public toilet and there's one in there and there's a million buttons on the toilet and they're instantly confused because there's one that like dries your butthole and one that squirts and they're like, I don't know what I'm doing.
It's confusing.
Yeah.
There's like there's even buttons on it to make background like a white noise.
Oh yeah, see, it's so cool though.
So like you could push if you're like a sensitive pooper, like you don't like cannot poop when someone's next to you because you're just afraid they're gonna hear what you're doing.
Yes.
You could push a button and it makes like noises to cover up your poop sounds. But now it's like, but then when you come into the toilet, you're gonna hear the noises, and you're like, oh, someone's taking a poop.
Exactly. It sort of defeats the object, kind of. Like,
Yeah, but it's just like that little bit of like mental play.
yeah, you can't hear them pooping, but you still know that it's going on because you hear the noise, which means I'm pooping and I don't want you to know. I don't know. I feel like it's like Japan's a very, as far as I'm aware, again, having never been and knowing nothing about the country really, it's a very like polite society, right? And people don't want to. I don't know what the phrase is.
Inconvenience other people.
Exactly. That's right. Whereas I feel like if the UK tried to introduce that same thing of like, oh, the toilets have got, uses a button for sound and stuff, people would just like make fun of it and people would be like really horrible about it. Whereas in reality, I'm like, but it sounds so nice.
It's like, for instance, like here in Japan, if you go on like trains, you're not allowed to use your phone to watch videos or listen to music or make phone calls.
Right. Okay. What, like at all?
At all.
Even if you have like headphones.
If you have headphones, you have to listen to it very quietly.
Yeah, because you don't want to disturb other people.
Exactly. You don't want the audio bleeding through the earphones to. Like some people like listen to earphones and the music you could definitely hear what they're listening to.
Yeah.
But it's just the idea behind it is on trains you have to be considerate because there might be someone on that train that moment that comes back from work and he's absolutely knackered.
Yeah.
He's been in the office the whole day or whatever, and he just wants to have his peace and quiet before he gets home with the kids and the family. So it's like just kind of like thinking about that, or just generally just being considerate of the people next to you, because being selfish and being loud or noisy on the train, it's inconvenient for other people. Yeah, no, it's but it's more as in because of I don't know where it started, but basically the whole concept of the culture is a one unified mind, and also to think about the neighbors, think about people next to you instead of about yourself first.
I'd love to visit sometime. Like, I think it just for like the whole experience of it. Really, it's complete. I guess it's so different to what I'm used to. Like, even when I've been to like foreign countries, I've been to, like Spain and stuff. They're not that different. I mean, obviously there is different cultural differences. I feel like Japan is such a big cultural difference, but it seems so nice. Seems like such a nice place.
It is nice. It is nice, but it's hot, Colesy.
Yeah, but it's a different hot to what I have here. That's the problem.
It's humid as shit.
But I guess at least they're infrastructurally ready for it. Unlike the UK, where nobody has aircon and everything fucking sucks. Exactly. I've already seen it. I saw it instantly. I'm spotting aircons now. I've been in the heat before. I'm like, where's the nearest aircon? I need to go there.
The house has, each bedroom has air conditioning.
So nice.
The living room has conditioning, and the room here next to the living room has also air conditioning.
I considered just sitting in my car with my engine on so that I could use the air conditioning in the car to keep cool, because that's the only place I have aircon. I'm like, I guess I could sit in the car all day.
But there's a trick that I saw on TikTok that looks like it would work. Is like you could take a bunch of like a cooler, put a bunch of ice in it, and then you cover it with a blanket or something like that, and you put a huge fan behind it, and you blow that air, and the air gets cooled by the ice.
You can do that. That's a alternative that you can do.
The thing is, when I was working retail, I used to sell the air cons and like fans.
Yeah.
And we had the thing where Switzerland had a heat wave like 2-3 years ago. And we the first few days everyone buys the cheap shit. Cheap fans, cheap this. In the end, everything's sold out. And they're like, okay, what do you have left? Like, I have this fucking aircon for like 600 francs. I'm like, I'll take it. Yeah.
Like, I have to. There's no other option. I'm going to die in the heat otherwise. People say that global warming isn't real, and it's not a thing. It's definitely a thing. It's getting warmer. It's quite clearly getting warmer, and it's not normal.
I'm scared to see what's going to happen in the winter.
Well, at least I'm happier with a very, very cold winter. I'm more happy with that than
Careful
a hot,
what you say, Colesy. Careful what you say.
Yeah, but I can function in that. In the heat, I'm basically useless. I'm like a big blob that just like I'm so sleepy and hot, and I have to stay inside in the. I'm like a vampire. I'm inside. I'm in the shade. I'm hiding away. At
You're a
least if
ginger.
it's yeah, exactly. That's not good for me. At least in the snow, if it snows really heavily, you just stay inside and you make sure you have food. I've got a 4x4. I can sort of drive it if I have to. I'm more prepared for cold than I am for heat.
Well, that's because you're from the UK. You guys are ready for the cold.
Exactly.
Did you see the video of the Chinese workers cooling down the train tracks with giant blocks of ice?
Yeah. That's mad.
I was
Does
like,
that work?
Wait, but isn't it gonna? I don't know. I was like looking. I was like, but what if the train goes over? The friction's gonna make it hot. What is going on?
Exactly. Does it make sense? I saw a video as well. I think it was in the UK. I think they were like painting the tracks with like a white paint, and I was like, what does that do?
Well, white reflects heat better than black.
Yeah, but really, they're literally paying people to paint train tracks for like the couple of weeks it's going to be hot.
Well, they're freaking out, dude. They're freaking out. They're like,
yeah,
fucking do something.
We're gonna try something. What are we gonna do? I don't know. Get them to paint the tracks, I guess. They're like, but there's 1,000 miles of track, and they're like, well, get started. I guess you got to get it. The world is changing, and it's a scary place sometimes. And stuff like this makes me genuinely concerned about the planet. Yeah, it's not everything's terrifying. We got some good stuff. Just to
Exactly.
bring it back up from the down low of being scared and the world is terrible and the government sucks. We play games and we have a laugh and you got family. It's all good. Raps goes to Japan. He gets to play around. He's going to Disneyland. That's going to be fun.
Yeah.
There you go.
Let's see what happens then.
Thank you, everyone, for watching or listening, whichever you have decided to do, or both, if you are really insane and wanted to listen to it twice. Thank you, Raps, for figuring out some way to get to the podcast. I know it's been a bit complicated for you, and obviously you're not well either, and I really appreciate it. I genuinely do. It's a lot to do.
It's absolutely no problem, man. I apologize for the midway break and also for the audio. For anyone that complained, the audio is probably going to be atrocious on my side.
We'll do what we can.
I'll do my best to make it. I'll do my best to make it sound usable, and I'll be back soon-ish.
Soon-ish.
To Switzerland.
We'll get there.
We'll get there, and yeah. Check out the socials in the description below, and life face with a bit of pie. See you guys and girls next time.
See you next time. Bye.
Bye.